If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're feeling, well, a little lost. Maybe you're in your early years of life, or maybe you're just coming out of a big life change like graduating, moving to a new place, or maybe even transitioning from one phase of your life into another. And right now, it feels like everyone else has figured it out except you. Everyone else seems to have a plan, a career, a clear direction, and you're just here stuck in the middle, unsure of where to go next. I just want to start by saying something really important. It's okay to feel lost. If you're feeling uncertain, unsure, or downright confused about where your life is heading, you're not alone. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that you've somehow missed the boat. It's just a phase, a tough, uncomfortable phase, but a phase that a lot of people will experience and one that eventually passes, especially when you know how to handle it. Now, I get it. It can feel like everyone else around you has their lives put together. Maybe your friends are already starting their careers, getting into relationships, or buying houses. Meanwhile, you're over here wondering why you're not even sure what your next move should be, or if you even want to take the traditional path. And it's okay to wonder that. Life doesn't come with a one-size-fits-all manual, and everyone's journey is different. So if you're feeling lost, I want you to know that it's completely normal. And in this video, I'm going to share some thoughts and insights to hopefully give you a little more clarity, and most importantly, some peace of mind. The first thing I want to touch on is something that's probably been stressing you out a lot, the pressure to have it all figured out. We live in a world where everyone is constantly moving forward, showing off their successes on social media, making everything look easy and effortless. It's so easy to feel like you're falling behind when you scroll through Instagram or Facebook and see all the people your age seemingly on the fast track to success. It can make you feel like there's something wrong with you if you don't have your life planned out by now. But let me tell you something, no one has it figured out. Seriously, people who seem like they've got it all together, they're probably struggling with their own uncertainties too. I'm not saying this to invalidate your feelings or make it sound like it's easy to deal with the pressure. I know it's hard, but I want to emphasize that the idea that everyone else knows what they're doing is an illusion. The truth is, most people don't really know where they're going. They may have found some kind of direction, but it's not always perfect, and it's definitely not set in stone. Just because someone else seems to have it all together doesn't mean they aren't figuring things out in their own way, too. The whole plan your life, follow the path, get the job, get married, buy a house narrative is outdated. And the more we put pressure on ourselves to live according to this timeline, the more miserable we feel when we don't check off the boxes at the right time. If you've been feeling like you need to get everything figured out right now, let me give you permission to let that go. Take a deep breath and just accept this. It's okay to not have it all figured out. Because honestly, the best things in life often come when we let go of the pressure to have a perfect plan and just allow ourselves to explore. That's the beauty of being young. This time in your life is about trying new things, seeing what excites you, seeing what doesn't. It's about feeling your way forward rather than following a strict map. You don't need to have your whole life planned out to take steps in the right direction. In fact, the path will likely unfold as you take action, not before. Sometimes all it takes is just deciding to move, even if it's a small move. Take that class you've been thinking about. Sign up for that hobby you've always been curious about. Take a trip, even if it's just a weekend getaway. These things don't need to be monumental, but each small decision, each step, can guide you closer to what feels right for you. And guess what? You don't need to know exactly what you're doing. Just start. And with that, it's also important to recognize that feeling lost doesn't mean you're failing. So many of us, especially when we're young, are under the impression that if we don't have everything figured out, if we don't have a clear direction or career path or relationship status, we're somehow doing it wrong. But that's not true. Think of it like this. If you're feeling lost right now, it's a sign that you're in a space And transitions can feel messy and uncomfortable, but they're necessary for growth. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means you're in the process of becoming the person you're meant to be. You're in the middle of figuring things out. And that's okay. In fact, it's really exciting. The reality is, most of us don't have a clear vision of our future when we're in our 20s. And that's not a failure, it's a huge opportunity. Right now, you get to explore who you are, what you like, and what you don't like. And that's going to change over time. And that's okay too. It's easy to compare yourself to other people and think you're behind. But the truth is, everyone is walking their own path. And some paths take longer to reveal themselves. Some people take longer to figure out what they truly want to do. And if you're feeling lost, it might just be a sign that you're in the middle of your own transformation. Now, it's totally normal to feel unsure of where you're headed. One thing that can help you in this time of uncertainty is giving yourself the freedom to explore. If you're unsure about your career, relationships, or life in general, try thinking of this time as a permission slip to experiment. Try things out. Say yes to opportunities that make you curious. Take that job that feels a little outside your comfort zone. Pick up a hobby that feels exciting. Start projects that you can abandon if they don't work out. Take the pressure off yourself to be perfect or to make the right choice. The point isn't about having a clear direction. It's about discovering what feels good. It's about testing out different things to see what aligns with who you are. Because sometimes you don't know what you want until you've tried something. And yes, you may try things and realize they're not for you. But every experience teaches you something new about yourself. There's also a lot of value in slowing down and reflecting. I know it might feel like you have to keep moving, to keep working hard, to keep checking off the boxes. But reflection is an essential part of understanding who you are and what you want out of life. Taking a step back doesn't mean you're being lazy or wasting time. It's actually a really powerful way to figure out what's next. Reflecting allows you to clear your mind, figure out your values, and understand your priorities. Sometimes we're moving so fast that we don't even stop to ask ourselves if the things we're pursuing are actually what we want. So give yourself permission to pause. Spend some time thinking about the things that matter to you most. What do you value? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel good about yourself? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? Not because it's expected of you, but because it's what you truly want. This pause isn't about making all the big decisions right now. It's about clarifying your vision and allowing yourself the space to explore without the pressure of having it all figured out. And one more thing, talk to people. If you're feeling lost, it can help to reach out to someone who's been through similar experiences or someone who knows you well and can offer a fresh perspective. You might be surprised at how much clarity can come from a conversation with someone who's been there before, or simply someone who sees things from the outside. Sharing what you're going through with a friend, a mentor, or a therapist can help you feel less isolated. It can remind you that you're not alone in your struggles, and that everyone faces moments of uncertainty. Talking it through with someone can provide perspective, and sometimes it can even give you the push you need to take the next step. At the end of the day, it's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to not know exactly where you're going, and it's okay to take your time figuring it out. Life isn't a race, it's a journey. And sometimes the best things happen when we stop stressing about having it all figured out and just allow ourselves to explore, learn, and grow. So, if you're feeling lost right now, know that this phase is temporary. It doesn't define you. Keep taking small steps. Keep being kind to yourself, and trust that, eventually, the path will become clearer. Just keep moving forward, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Thanks for watching. If you're feeling this, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And remember, it's okay to not have everything figured out right now. You've got this. I'll see you in the next